Okay, guys, welcome to whatever this is. We're just jumping into it, jumping right into it. So, my name is Ella. This is
Abby.
this is
Jen.
and this is
Lydia.
yay. So, today, I have a few things that we're gonna talk about. The first thing is that Abby got very lost on the way here, which was my fault because I sent her the wrong address. So today she met a cat. Would you like to tell us about this
I
cat?
would love to tell you about this cat. He was beautiful. Or she. We don't really know. But we named him Spencer Felix the 13th, and he was fluffy, and he was white, and he loved butt scratches. Yeah. So much.
Oh, he was just so fluffy and like a prince. He was a prince in my eyes. And orange, partially orange too. It was like a little orangey bit. Am I not speaking loud enough?
I think not.
Oh, okay. Well, what do you want me to do? Okay.
Tell us a story
Oh.
about Spencer Felix.
Well,
How did Abby get lost?
Abby got lost because Ella sent her the wrong address. Oopsie daisy. But then we got lost, Ella and I, like trying to find Abby. So we walked around and we walked like for 40 minutes trying to find her. And we would have just told her to leave if it wasn't for Spencer Felix the 13th. So, yeah, that's the story.
Spencer kept me great company, though. Man, bless you.
Okay, you guys don't have to bless me. Thank you, though, because I am getting over a cold and I will be sneezing a lot. So, I apologize.
Bless you, Ella.
No.
Bless you.
No.
Bless you.
Stop.
No.
Tell us something about Spencer Felix the 13th.
Well, okay. We started talking with Jen and Ella on the phone, and I was just sitting there. This is like in the first few minutes that they were calling me. And I looked down at the bushes, and then he just walked out. There he was, and, you know, that's how it all started.
Yeah.
That's how I met my new favorite friend.
That's how it all began. Wow.
Next episode, we'll just have the cat. Yeah.
Yes, next episode will just be the cat. So Lydia, how was your ride here?
I'm a train wreck. I overslept this morning. And I didn't wake up in time to, like, actually get here on time, which is my fault. And then Dad thought we were going to a different place. That was fun. I ate a whole block of banana bread in the car. And I watched 2 episodes of Steven Universe, and now I'm here. And that was pretty much what happened. Are those the sound effects that we're bringing over right now?
No, I am bringing over a mic stand so we don't all have to pass it around.
That's probably a good idea.
That's so smart.
Okay, let's.
Do you have a cowbell?
We do have a cowbell.
That's fantastic.
It's pretty fancy. So if you want to put it right here, now we can all talk into it.
Wow.
You're gonna hear me eating?
Yeah, probably. It's fine though. Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can
These are
turn it up a
very
little
delicious.
bit so maybe you guys can hear us.
Hello?
Okay, I think it can hear us pretty well. We'll just all crowd or well, it's broken. So that's not good. Okay. Should be working. Please don't fall. All right. Now that it can hear us okay and we don't have to pass it around, I'm going to bring up my list of notes that I wanted to talk about. So
Thank you.
first,
Ignore the crinkly noises, that's me eating.
aren't these called Ritz, or is this just like an off-brand?
Organic mini cheese sandwich crackers.
From Trader Joe's. Would you like more? Like, can I
This episode isn't sponsored.
No, not sponsored.
Not
by
sponsored.
Or maybe it is. You never know.
It could be sponsored.
It says it might contain peanuts, but I think that's okay.
Yeah, it just says coconut and peanut, and I'm not allergic to either of those things.
Good. Because I brought peanut butter crackers.
Yeah.
Peanut butter pretzels.
I love those.
Just get some nice ASMR in
Oh
there.
my god.
So I apologize because my sinuses are going to be blocked up for this whole episode, but that's just what's going to happen. That's going to be what's going to have to happen. So
Is this going to be like a series?
I was planning on it because then Delia can be in the next one. And
Yeah.
Spoilers.
We haven't told you about Delia yet and her
So,
magical powers.
so Delia's magical powers. Let's talk about that.
Oh.
Well, where do we even begin?
I know. Where do you even start with something like that?
You don't.
Join us next time on Delia's Magical Powers.
That's the name of this.
That is the name of this.
Or mini cheese crackers.
Episode 1, Mini Cheese Crackers.
Yeah, that's the
Episode 2.
Delia's Magical Powers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we might not talk about Delia's magical powers in the next one, but we can ask
So
her what her
she'll be
magical
there.
powers are. Yes. Okay. So, first thing I would like to talk about, you guys can pick, should we do a segment or should we just talk about something interesting?
Wow. Decisions are hard.
I know, they really are.
What's the difference?
Yeah. Okay, so one of these segments is something we'll do recurringly throughout the podcasts. And then the other things are just things that I came up with that I wanted to talk about. So,
Maybe we do a short what is it?
Jen, you must talk much louder. It
Maybe
cannot
we
hear
do
you.
a short, what do you call it?
Segment.
Segment.
Okay. So we could start off with today's hot topic, which is, I'm stealing that from Mr. Daniels. Or we could do worst teacher.
Gross teacher.
Oh,
He talks to the ceiling.
he does talk to the ceiling. And Miss Mo had imaginary friends, and it was spooky. Did you not see her ever, like, talking outside to squirrels? It was so weird.
Excuse me, squirrels aren't imaginary. They're real.
No, one time it was a squirrel, other times it was nothing, but sometimes it was a squirrel. So I think she thought maybe the squirrels could hear her. Especially because the window was not open. So,
Huh.
anyway. So we could do the hot topic segment, or we could do, can someone explain that meme to me?
Maybe we do that.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Me
Ready,
like
everybody?
names.
Everybody together. Can someone explain that meme to me?
I was eating.
We'll do like a little noise there that lets you know. Yeah. So today's topic of can someone explain that meme to me is the and
No.
because I do not understand it or know what it originated from. Would
Okay.
someone like to explain that?
I have theories.
Oh, okay.
So, it's like the whole Visco girl thing, right?
Mhm.
So Visco is like a photo editing app, correct?
Okay.
Okay. I think that's what it is because my mom has it.
Like,
So,
Okay.
Is your mom a
Yeah.
Visco girl?
maybe. Who knows? But she has Visco. So that's where that came from because I guess a lot of white girls who wear scrunchies.
Mhm.
Use it.
Says Jen.
With a scrunchie.
With a scrunchie.
But I don't have a hydro flask, so
Ah,
I'm above.
neither do I.
But the ska thing,
I'm above.
I think came from saying hydro flasks, like
Mm.
that end part, and it drives me insane because it's a horrible noise.
It is a horrible noise.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
I have no idea where the anti-oop came from though.
Oh,
from
what is
Vine.
the and-I-oop?
Yeah.
I'm trying to look it up, but there's no search.
So pretty much there's this guy who he's kind of a Vine, but also mostly a YouTuber. And so what happens is he was doing something and he well, to say it simply, he hit his balls and he goes and I and yeah, and it became very popular.
Do you guys want me to give you the Wi-Fi so you can bring it up?
I
'Cause
have
For
it.
some reason, my thing is not working.
I can try and pull it up on my iPhone.
Okay.
Are we gonna discuss the Wi-Fi?
Why?
Yeah,
Why
let's.
that-
I won't discuss it. I'll just type it in for
Alright,
you, so
that's
no one
probably-
can steal my Wi-Fi.
That's probably a bad idea.
So, do we just want the small clip, or do we want the entire thing?
I would like to hear the origin story, so the whole thing would be
Okay,
nice.
well, we're going to. What am I doing?
I don't want to be nobody fucking babysitter. Hell, sometimes I may want to get fucked up and get carried to the car. Let me sleep in my back seat. I've done it many a times. Because I didn't want to get fucked up and drive, but knowing be driving while I'm already fucked up. So, bitch, I crashed in my back seat for a couple of hours, and
That was it.
Does anything else happen?
Yes.
I just hit my balls.
There you go.
So how does that translate to Visco Girl?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Where is the link?
Where is the link?
I'm missing
Theory. Abby, please tell us a theory.
So on Instagram, that
I think
video
you're
became-
connected to the
Wow.
Wi-Fi. Would you like to be connected to the Wi-Fi?
Yes.
Okay.
My phone.
I'll
is
go
over
get your
there.
phone.
Gracias. Okay. Okay. So moral of the story, that and I section became popular on Instagram because people make memes. And
thumb in your phone.
that's a good question. Oh, I don't have a password.
Oh. But
I
have Touch ID?
I do.
No, you don't. It
I
just says press
did.
home to open.
Well,
You don't
okay.
need to discuss
You
this
broke it,
again.
Abby. Well, there is no security on Abby's phone, so if anyone finds it, you could
Don't break
probably
into
just
it.
break into
No,
it.
don't do it.
Okay, hang on. I gotta
Anyways,
find
I'm gonna repeat myself for like
Yes,
the
go ahead.
1800th
Sorry.
time. No, it's okay. It started getting popular on Instagram, and then everyone started saying it, especially white girls, but like everyone. And then it kind of died down, and then there were the people who just kept saying it, even though it wasn't funny anymore. And so then I think it just not funny plus white girls kind of translated into Visco girls.
I see.
This was like an
Confusion.
older video too.
Yeah, wasn't it? Because I've seen that
I-
clip, but
Yeah,
it's
because
an
I
older
think it's
video, I think.
because it says on one of the videos that it's 3 years ago. So,
I see.
is there a conspiracy theory of why this just decided to pop up?
It's kind of like is this a pigeon meme, was it? Is this a bird? With the guy and the butterfly? That was like a meme back in like 2013. And then it
Oh.
totally like made like a resurface. So
Oh.
something
I
similar
see.
could have happened.
YouTube's algorithm
Yeah.
could have sent it to a popular Instagram person and they found it funny. Maybe that's what happened. But yes.
Maybe like in an old Vine compilation when they were
That could
like
be
when
it.
that was a thing
Probably.
before TikTok just totally took over.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So, good segment. I enjoyed that. Should we do another segment or just talk for a minute? I think let's take a break from the segments. Just talk for a second. So. Okay. Today, we're going to be talking about the Lorax.
What?
How
Because the Lorax
can
transitions
I be?
transitions into a lot of the other things I want to talk about. Okay. So. The Lorax. Let's talk about what I have written here, which I don't really understand, is tree conversation. So I don't know why we're talking about trees. But
Oh, I know
Amazon?
exactly why. We were
Why?
talking about in the Lorax movie because we started saying "Let It Die," which is another thing.
oh yeah.
But in the Lorax movie, and also probably the book, they have a single tree seed.
Oh,
that they're
right.
Like, we're gonna use this to save all the trees.
Right, okay.
And I was
remember now.
thinking, is that how trees work? Because don't there need to be more than one
Yeah,
for them to like actually make more
Right.
trees?
and where do the seeds even come from on
Yeah.
these trees? Because they just look like giant cotton candy sticks. So,
Yeah.
They come from the fruit. They come from the fruit. But then there has to be, for there to be fruit, there has to be another tree. Unless you clone all of the original tree seeds using like a cut of it. But that wouldn't work because at the end of the movie, you see all the new trees have different colors.
right,
So that's
exactly.
really not what happened.
It's like a two or three species of tree.
Yeah.
They're
so
different colors. Yeah.
What,
So
what
unless
happened?
it varies within like the genetic thing or whatever.
Unless it's not part of a genetic, unless it's not genetic, what color the tree is.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And they're all just clones of each other. I guess
But it
that's
just doesn't
possible.
make any sense to me, like, how they built that, like, entire empire over, like, 3 days
Yeah.
of trees everywhere. Because at the end of the movie, doesn't it show there's, like, trees popping up everywhere now, and all the characters are still alive? Which,
Yeah.
to my knowledge, is not how trees work, but maybe in this world, it's magic trees.
And it looks like they're all like spread evenly and like they all started growing at the same time. Which is like, how did that happen? Did they wait for the first tree to grow fully, get fruit, and then like start using that? That would take a long time, especially if you're starting
Right.
from one tree. It depends on how fast the chocolate trees
Yeah.
grow, I guess.
Also,
Exactly.
how does the oxygen in the cans work? Because I feel like if
That's
you
a
didn't
thing.
have
That's a
to,
real thing.
I know it's a real thing, but like, do they just rely off of the oxygen in cans, or is it for certain, like, is it for when you're in a very polluted area?
I think, yeah, either when you're like in a really polluted area, or they have those oxygen cans for like hikers when there's not a lot. So I guess that could be like, but that doesn't seem correct. It's probably pollution.
So I had to do a current event, like, topic thing on this for school.
About the Lorax?
About the canned air.
Also, where does the air come from? If the trees are stopping,
You
like, if
that
they're
is
not
a great
producing
point.
oxygen,
Oxygen factories?
is that a thing?
That might be.
Like
I
maybe
don't
they
know.
take.
Do they have plants in there then? Because how else would you make it? I'm like,
I
maybe through separating water?
Is it synthetic oxygen?
Oxygen
you-
is a pure element.
I mean, is there a way to like separate it easily? Because I feel like
Through
we should know.
it's not condensation. Hydrolysis? Is that the name? Where like water breaks apart. I took biology last year, I should know this. I think it's hydrolysis where water breaks apart. But it's usually like that would take a lot of energy. And also it would take like clean water. If you have clean water, why can't you just maybe that's the point. They have water, but instead of using it to like water plants that make oxygen, they're just taking the oxygen out of the water. So yeah, maybe it's capitalism.
Also, I feel like if there were, because there was no trees at all, right, for a period of time. Were there any plants?
I think no.
They were all
the
fake.
plants. Yeah, they were
So
all
how
like,
did we survive? If we had no, if there was absolutely no production of oxygen.
I
They're-
can't find it.
it was all artificial. It was all like
Right.
I bet they wouldn't have survived for that long.
Yeah.
That was a very delicate state they were in.
I'm sure there's a very chemistry point of view. I just haven't reached that point in where they teach us how to make, how to separate oxygen from hydrogen. Or,
Yeah. Well, it's like in which movie was that? Martian, The Martian, where he like gets those plants to live on Mars. So he had to have created oxygen in some way to like get.
There was oxygen.
Well, I guess there was oxygen already in the tent, but considering the fact that the tent
yeah.
lost a lot of oxygen, he had to find a way to.
Well, the potatoes they only needed carbon dioxide,
Oh.
so that would have probably worked in his favor for getting himself oxygen. Then the question is like, if there was no plants, what did they eat?
Right.
ooh,
Was
that's
it?
also a really good question.
They ate like Jello. I'm pretty sure. Now that I'm thinking
So it's
about
all artificial. Like there's, but
Yeah.
even Jello, like even that has natural things in it,
Yeah.
like things you have to, you can't just put it in like.
it. Yeah, even stuff made from animals. Animals eat plants. So
So how does that work?
yeah.
I don't
Lorax,
know.
explain.
It's a yeah. The
Dr.
Lorax. Please
Seuss.
explain. Please, Dr. Seuss, explain.
Theodore Geisel.
Obviously, it's not meant to be logical, but I would just appreciate the logic. So,
Plot holes.
yeah. Another weird thing about the Lorax is the age difference between the two characters who are supposed to fall in love. Because isn't the boy like 12 and the girl is like 16? That's a little
I
strange.
thought she was 18 because she lives in her own house.
She's also voiced by Taylor Swift, which is a little strange.
clout.
Oh, it is.
It was
so
all for
weird.
clout.
It was all for clout.
It was because that's not in the original book. I
Taylor
learned
Swift
that.
was just competing for clout. Yeah. There was no like love story in the original book.
I don't know what the point. It was like that was the only reason he went to go get to see the Onceler was to get a tree to impress Taylor Swift.
Oh.
Which I'm just gonna call her character because I don't know what the original name was.
I don't think I even during the movie knew what her actual name was. I just thought of her as Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize she was voiced by Taylor Swift until this very moment.
Say Taylor Swift one more time.
Yeah.
In the original book, I think the motivations for the main character, did he ever have a name? I don't think so. They were more pure because it was more
I
like,
just wanted to find out what happened to
Yeah.
the trees.
and then
Yeah.
in Lorax, it's like I don't want to get with Taylor Swift.
Yeah. He wanted to do the dirty with Taylor Swift, I think. And he was like, trees. Man, that'll impress her enough. So, Yeah, so that segues, it's a good, nice segue. Oh no, I clapped so much. Into, do you think that you as a human being are growing up to be a movie critic? Because I know I am. Are you becoming, like, more and more judgmental of TV shows and movies, especially of ones you watched as a child? Because ever since I started rewatching, like, Ant Farm, and I'm now rewatching Austin and Ally, are we gonna get copyright claimed for mentioning
saying
everything?
No.
As long as we don't play like music.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
and copyright claim might have already happened with the NIU thingy about that.
With
But
the
that's
mention
that's
of the
okay.
Trader Joe's cheese crackers.
But we're
Not sponsored.
very clear by you're not sponsored. We are sitting in a basement with a microphone on
Yeah.
a mic
But we would
stand
like to
eating
be
cheese crackers.
Mhm.
Yes, sponsor us.
We would like to be sponsored. Please sponsor us. That would be nice. We'll sell your product. You give us money.
Is anyone gonna listen to this?
I don't know.
That would be a really bad sponsorship.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you becoming more and more judgmental of, like, TV shows and movies? I know I am. I was watching Austin and Ally, and I just realized how bad the pacing is. Like, as a kid, I loved that show. It was probably one of my favorites. And I just realized, like, rewatching it, I just don't have the same, like, feeling of, wow, this is so good anymore, you know?
I think it's just you've got higher standards.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those, I think there's a lot of really great kids shows
Mhm.
out there. Like, personally, I was literally watching Steven Universe on my way over here. That's a kids show. I watched it when I was like in like maybe late elementary school, early middle school, and I still really like it. So I think if we're talking about just specifically Disney shows,
Yes.
they aren't really like the most.
They're bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it. Sorry, Disney overlords.
Yeah. Overlords.
Yeah.
They're gonna, like, kill us now.
Oh,
Silence our opinions, yeah.
I think that's just part of growing up, is you become more critical of what you enjoy watching.
True.
But I do not think I'm heading down the movie critic path because I like a lot of crappy movies and TV shows.
That's true.
It's
That's
okay to
true.
like crappy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not
Yeah.
everything has to be Oscar worthy to
Right.
be entertaining.
Because I watch a lot of Cinema Sins, and I usually watch the movies that I actually really enjoyed, and then I'm like, this is stupid, why would Jeremy say that? And, but,
Yeah.
For me, I tend to say no, because when I watch a movie, I like to enjoy it. And yes, there are always plot holes. Yes, there's always something that doesn't make sense. But if I enjoyed the movie, I don't watch like the screen sins or anything, because I just like to enjoy the movie and remember it for what it was. But
yeah.
that changes to if I don't like a movie, and then I'm like, this is why it was stupid. This is why I didn't like it. And so I don't know.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
kind of depends.
True.
I am kind of the same way. Like, if I really like a movie, I will watch everything great about blank,
Yeah.
which is by the same people.
Obviously.
Cinema Sins, as a creator, I guess. They're pretty heavily like satirical and meant to be like just for comedy's sake.
Right.
But sometimes like it is kind of. I remember like when I used to watch them like all the time, like every single thing they put out, and I would like all the time just walk around like criticizing these movies I'd never even seen, with opinions that weren't even my own.
Right.
And I don't think that's not a very good like phase
Yeah.
in my
And the
life.
thing about content like that, I personally really did not like Shazam. Sorry, unpopular opinion. Because I found so many weird, dumb plot holes that I thought could have been fixed, and things that I just didn't enjoy. And Stranger Things Season 3, I thought it was really good. Like, the character development was awesome. But there were so many obvious plot holes, and it really bothered me, and I talked to Jen about it. But remember when we were having that conversation about it, and I was like, when they were standing outside of the thing, and the Russians somehow didn't see them, like, twice. They were in front of glass doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of annoying.
Yeah, that was annoying.
At least they did get caught.
Yeah.
I
Like,
don't watch
but it
things.
took a while.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoiler, sorry.
Insert
It's
this
been out.
before spoiler.
It's been out for a while. I think it doesn't count as a spoiler anymore. But anyway,
Dies in Endgame.
except for Mr. McShay. He
Oh
apparently
my
hasn't
gosh,
seen the whole
he
thing.
literally predicted the car blowing up before.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Spoilers!
Just the car
Ah!
blows up.
Yeah.
It's a Ford Pinto.
Yeah.
Cool.
So anyway, yeah.
It
I
okay.
kept yelling spoilers.
that's not the big surprise at the end, okay? We won't tell you any of the other things.
Okay.
No, literally just a car blows up.
Yeah, it's
Boom.
not
Yeah,
a big
boom.
deal.
Car
Nobody
blows up.
dies. It's it's just a
darn.
blown up car.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then another thing is like what kids movie is or TV show is way worse today than it was as a kid. That segues in my
Arthur.
the fist meme.
Dora.
Dora. I love Dora. Has anybody seen the live action Dora that came out?
No.
I
I did
hated
not.
Dora as a child.
Really?
And as a teenager. And yeah.
And you still do.
And I still do,
like a
but I'm
teenager
still a teenager.
Yeah.
So.
True.
Dora like has a show where she's a teenager.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was called like Dora Friends or something.
God.
But Dora was my favorite thing, and anyone you know can justify this because I had Dora curtains, Dora bed sheets, Dora dolls. I had a life-size Dora. I had a Dora computer game. Dora. I watched Dora all the time. You know, I was very, very obsessed with Dora, and the reason I think is because when I went to my daycares and stuff, I was always with like Hispanic kids, and we always played Dora because she spoke some Spanish, and the kids spoke some Spanish and some English, so that's why I think. Yeah, but that's why I really, really liked it as a kid. And I haven't seen the live action one, but I'm interested because it's like totally off-brand for anything Dora related, you know, because it's PG. It's not like very, very G.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like different. So I don't know. And then that segues in my other thing, which I was gonna say, childhood like movies and books. So what were your favorites and least favorites movies and books? It doesn't matter which one.
Anything Barbie movie. That was my jam.
Me
when I was
too.
a kid. Barbie, Princess and the Pauper is a cinematic masterpiece.
Tell
and
us
I
why.
will not debate anybody
Tell
on
us why. What are your arguments? Tell us why.
It's so great. It has amazing music. Every single song is a banger. It has two great protagonists. They're both like different. They both have like the same goal though. It has some really great messages about like freedom and like hope and like being yourself and like
Yeah.
It's got two great animal sidekicks. One is a cat who's a princess cat. It's great. The other is a cat who thinks he's a dog, and it's also great. And it leads to one of the best songs in the whole movie.
You're just
and-
like me.
Yeah. And the two love interests. Usually in a Barbie movie, the love interests are just like I am a man and also a prince, and maybe I'm voiced by Ken. And that's pretty much it. But in this one, they're like the love interests are actually like fleshed out people. They actually are like compatible with
Yeah.
their respective lady, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
And there are some subtleties in the movie that I didn't even realize until I watched it again. So it's like really, it's so timeless. But
Yeah.
and it should be made into like a Broadway musical, and it should get more appreciation and more love. But
Petition
anyway.
to make Princess and the Pauper a Broadway musical. Barbie edition.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I only saw Barbie movies when Lydia kind
Yeah.
of sort of forced me to see them. I never watched them in my childhood, so it was a little weird. Because Princess and the Pauper was very confusing for me. Because I wasn't used to the Broadway musical. Not the Broadway.
Blasphemy.
I wasn't used to like Barbie movies and how they were.
What was
So-
your favorite?
Yeah.
one
What
that-
was your
that you saw
Okay,
Yeah.
that night?
I was a big fan of Flushed Away and Shark Tale.
Oh.
Like those
Good
movies,
movies.
and Shrek. Like those were my favorite childhood movies.
So
Wait,
DreamWorks
Shark Tale?
movies.
DreamWorks. Yeah,
Really?
Shark
yeah,
Tale is terrible.
The one with the right.
That's one thing
Yeah,
I will
it's so
say.
good. Yeah, I love
really
that movie.
hate
I
Shark Tale.
still like that movie.
One reason I really hate Shark Tale is because as a child, those fish really creeped me out. But also, I just think it has no plot. That's kind of. Yeah.
I like that one song in the car wash, like the
Yeah.
car wash, work it at the car wash, something like that.
I'm pretty
Great
sure that's a
song.
70s song.
I'm looking it up
It's
right
an
now.
actual song,
Yeah.
and I really enjoyed it, and that's how I found it. and we own that song now.
Shark
Great.
Tale brought awareness to the song.
Shark Tale
Yeah.
brought awareness, and
Yeah.
I love Flushed
That's
Away
cool.
was the one where they went down the toilet and
Yeah.
they ended up in
With
the
the
sewer.
rats?
It was essentially Ratatouille reversed.
Yeah.
Wait, no, with the
No.
insects.
What?
Hold on.
Wait,
Hold on.
okay,
They are two different
Wasn't
There
it because
were-
they were like living the dream and then they got flushed down into the sewers? And then Ratatouille is like he was in the sewers and then he was living the dream.
Rats. We praise. We stop it. Like, we're the rats.
Okay, hold on.
The giant
Shark Tale.
How much of this can we play?
We're
We're gonna get
We're like a 2000s stream or something.
Then we'll just speed the audio up when we get to this
because
part.
it's Christina Aguilera, right?
And Missy Elliott, apparently.
Yeah. I forgot that they were rats.
Wow.
I thought they were like insects.
I mean,
but
there
yes,
are insects, like, they're
I-
little larva thingies, but
I really liked Flushed Away. I was a really big fan of that movie.
Is that like the one where the rat falls in love with the princess?
on what?
Oh, I'm thinking of something else.
No,
Oh,
it's
that's
the
Tale of
two
Despero.
rats. Like
Oh.
they all. It also looks like that Ratatouille knockoff. Have you ever seen pictures of that
Oh
Ratatouille
my
knockoff?
I was so in love with it.
And
What
the
is it
frogs.
called?
Yeah,
The Shrek knockoff.
it was so good. I really liked that movie, and I was really. Shrek was also there. Like, yes, I loved the Disney movies, but for some reason those were just so great.
DreamWorks movies are usually more hit or miss, I think, than Disney
Yeah.
movies. Like Disney movies, most of them are like pretty like solid. Like
Yeah, pretty great. But
I don't think there's really one I can think of that I just really like hated.
mm-hmm.
And then DreamWorks is either like super good, like Shrek, or like Shark Tale. In my opinion.
This is Ratatouille. This is a
Oh my
knockoff. I found out about this from Danny Gonzalez, who I love and want to adopt.
You're in
me.
love with him.
I am in love with him. He's so fantastic. But anyway, it's really, really, very, very
Ratatouille.
horrible. Anyway, what were you talking about? Shrek.
I was just saying, yeah, DreamWorks movies are pretty much either hit or miss.
Yeah. What is a big miss DreamWorks movie for you?
Monsters versus Aliens.
Oh yeah. Mm.
I actually liked it a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah, me
I
too.
think. But then I rewatched it, and I just it's got such an ugly like animation style. Like all
There's
it
so many
doesn't-
weird, dumb plot holes.
Yeah. It's like it doesn't make sense. Like she gets like hit by like a meteor on her wedding day, and then like literally she just gets taken to this government facility
Mm.
with like no warning, and like they were just gonna leave her there, and then the villain is not like really
Yeah.
good.
No,
It's
I
just-
totally get it.
There are some good movies, or like good moments in that,
Yeah.
but overall it's just probably not the best.
Hmm.
For this movie.
Yeah.
Okay, don't kill me. I was not a big fan of Monsters University.
I did not like it either.
Oh, I loved it.
I don't know, something, I can't put a finger on like what it was. It was just, maybe I was just
My-
having a bad day that day. And
I don't
that
know.
Didn't cheer me up,
My
but, like,
issue
I
was that
pleased.
Monsters Inc. What?
Huh.
Monsters Inc. was so good.
Mhm.
And then they made a sequel, and it's like, why are you making sequels of good movies? It
was
ruins
technically
my.
a prequel.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But prequels and sequels, I don't understand. If it's a really, really good movie, something like Star Wars, which needs more explaining, I can see why there are sequels and prequels.
Yeah.
But Monsters Inc. did not need more explaining, you know? And I just.
There wasn't more of a story to tell.
Right.
They just wanted. I think they wanted to like make some sort of university film and like.
I think
college.
they just wanted to make more money, honestly. off
Yeah, but it's a really weird concept because it's so like
Yeah.
not what Monsters Inc. was about.
Right, exactly.
It feels like they just kind of took the characters and stuck them in college.
Exactly,
That's the
I
movie.
agree. Go ahead, Abby.
Segue. Okay, so on the topic of good movies not needing more to be done with them, live action remakes. Unpopular opinion, yes, they are beautifully made, but they do not need to exist. And I'm
Yes.
always pissed off when they remake.
Lion King.
The
Yeah.
only one that I actually liked was Beauty and the Beast.
Okay,
Because
I
I
can
thought
live
that was
with that
really
one.
well done, and I mean, Emma was Watson, wasn't it? So I
Yeah.
can't.
And the
complain.
extra soundtrack, really good. I love it when they make Broadway musicals out of things. Jen is like super
I
excited.
mean, continue. I will
Yeah.
join you in a second.
Like for example, when we did Little Mermaid at our school, I just think it's just so well put together. Like, that stuff that's deserving of like being remade, but when you make a live action remake of a movie into another movie, like that's kind of weird. Like I understand putting it in a different outlet and changing it a little bit, like a musical, which is done live, obviously. But a movie again is just strange to me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And sometimes it's great. Like I'm a fan of Disney movies becoming musicals because that's how they're meant to be, and that's perfect for them.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes when you just take a movie and you make it into a musical and you don't change anything about it and you just add songs, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Like, Mean Girls, great soundtrack. But, like, I've seen the movie. I know exactly what happens. Nothing...
True.
Like, it
There's
doesn't...
nothing different, no.
And it doesn't feel like it's a musical. Like, it feels like... I feel like that movie does not... Like
Like, they
would not
forced the
like
movie
it.
into having
Yes.
songs.
Yeah.
I feel like they did the same thing with Legally Blonde.
I like Legally Blonde.
Yeah,
musical,
no, I
but,
thought they're good, and I thought that Mean Girls was good too. I just
Yeah.
think it was unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
There's
so...
Heathers.
Yes.
Heathers is like a really good musical, and I think it's better than the live action.
Yes, I liked that one because it was... It made sense as, like, a musical. Because it was... Like, the way that they presented... spoiler alert. The way that they presented characters being dead made it great. Like, that's what I think.
I don't know if that spoiled anything. It just says that somebody dies.
Characters
Yes, well, because they did, like, there were so many moments where I was, like, in the movie Heathers, that, like, it totally correlates, that it makes sense that this character would be singing. Like, dead girl walking, she's gonna die. Like, she's gotta find some way to communicate it to this person.
Yeah.
And, like, that feels like a moment where it's okay to sing.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like movies that were made for comedy, like Legally Blonde and Mean Girls, don't have singing moments. Legally Blonde was better done, but Mean Girls still just
They tried
doesn't
to
have
too
singing
much
moments.
heartfelt.
Yeah.
Into
into
Mean
comedy.
Girls, into like the musical. I'd, like,
So
listen to
unless
some
your
songs.
musical is strictly for comedy, don't use a strictly for comedy movie.
Yeah. And although I am happy that it's doing well because, like, the soundtrack is killer, do not get me wrong, and I kind of want to see it when it comes here, because there's some very, very talented people in it, but it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't hit the mark of the musical that I want it
It
to.
feels like it's been too long as well.
And what also, the thing is, I feel like when they do that kind of thing, it's like making the ones who are like the new musicals not based on anything else, it kind of feels like they don't get as much as they should get, like appreciation wise, because there's some really great ones out there.
Thank you.
But yeah, that was my rant. Thank you for letting me
Thank
rant.
you for answering my
Now
question.
Yeah.
I'm to sleep.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, so now that we've talked about that, let's go into another form of media. So let's talk about YouTube.
Oh man,
I know a lot about
it's rewind time.
That's hot. That's hot. So who are some of your so here's a few things that I just wanted to talk about really quick. Like, who are some of your favorite YouTubers, and what would you consider good content?
I don't. I can answer the first one because Daniel Thrasher. Man.
Yes,
Daniel
Whoa.
Thrasher is a
Me
comedy
neither.
pianist.
he is my favorite man. I would marry him.
He's such
Just
like,
saying.
15, 20 years old.
Don't spoil
Yeah.
my dreams.
But Daniel Thrasher, it can only be described as a comedy pianist. He got famous off of I accidentally wrote The Office theme song YouTube video, and every time since then he has made comedy sketches involving the piano. And I genuinely enjoy his content.
Interesting.
So,
Never heard of him.
Daniel Thrasher.
So I'll look him
I'm
up.
sorry.
Muffin Man
Muffin Man.
3000. If you go that deep.
Yeah, gotta search hard for that one.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna. Never mind. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay.
So I really like the genre of like reading Reddit
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Both like the just like reading Ask Reddits. Those are very good. To like put in the background when you're doing your chores. But also like the more a little bit more comedic, a little bit more like voice acting style of reading Reddit, as in like Creators like Sorrow TV and Sit House Productions are two of my favorites. They basically like take a subreddit like that happened, whoosh, r/insane people Facebook, yada yada yada. And they kind of voice act out the posts. And they usually end up being like very entertaining and very funny to watch. So those are things that I like seeing on YouTube.
Well, if you like those people, you would like PM Seymour. Seymour?
PM Seymour?
Seymour, yes,
Seymour?
PM Seymour.
Seymour.
P.M.
Yeah, he reads Tumblr posts, right?
Yeah, he reads
Yeah.
Tumblr posts. So,
I also like him, but he uploads a lot more frequently, which I feel like makes the content not bad, but just like it's not as like these are the best posts, you know? There are certainly like funny ones in there, but sometimes there's just like stuff in there that's probably just to make another video on time or just pad for runtime. Which is personally why I don't like him as much as the other two I mentioned, but I do like him. He's a good creator.
I just like him because it's like the weird posts of Tumblr.
Yeah, yeah, those are funny.
So.
Yeah. What about you, Abby?
What about me? Well, I do like Daniel Thrasher. He's my man. And, okay, I watched this channel called Exploring with Josh.
Okay.
And it's about this guy who explores abandoned places. But he's, like, respectful about the places he goes through. And he doesn't, like, destroy property. And he doesn't, like, mess around with stuff like that. And I like watching him just because, like, he just seems like a nice guy. And I want to be friends with him. But also,
Friend crush.
the places that he goes, they're really, really cool. And, like, spooky. And I like spooky stuff.
Okay.
And
Jen does not.
other than that, I mainly use YouTube for music.
Yeah. Okay.
YouTube music.
Me, I mean, you guys already know my obsession with Cody Ko.
Yes.
I am so in love with Cody Ko.
And,
And Danny Gonzalez and Drew Gooden. So, they all kind of rip off of each other, which is a running joke. But, Danny Gonzalez and Drew Gooden are on tour right now, so they haven't been uploading a lot. I can't go to their tour. They were sold out. Also, tickets were expensive. Like, I really wish I could have gone. But, anyway, I digress. That's me being sad. Cody Ko is just so funny and, like, inadvertently funny. Like, I love it when people are not trying to be funny, or at least acting like they're not trying to be funny, and somehow just are hilarious. And another thing, well, that includes... That's fine. How dare you? That includes Noelle Miller, who also does those videos with Cody. One of my favorite series, like ongoing series, are the Love Island app series. He hasn't posted another episode of that since May, and he's supposed to do it every month. So, cursing them for that. But, they have such good content. Cody is such a genuinely nice guy. All the drama with Jake Paul was so stupid, and Cody really took the high road, which I really felt good about, because he didn't, like, insult him a bunch of times. I mean, he was probably like, he sucks, but but he wasn't like, I can't believe he did that, and this is the worst thing, and you should hate him forever. Like, he's such a genuinely good guy, and that's what I really look for in, like, a content creator. So back to our topic of, like, what is good content. I think good content consists of genuine... If it's a comedy, it's genuine comedy. If it's acting, it's genuine acting. Just the level of how you have to be genuine, because you cannot create content and not care about it. You know what I mean? It comes off that way.
It has to be something that you really love to do.
For sure.
And you're not just doing it to you know, get a paycheck.
Right,
and
exactly.
I feel like that happens a lot with Minecraft YouTubers
Mhm.
and other gaming YouTubers.
Yeah.
Like, there are people who genuinely care about what they're doing and are genuinely happy of what they're doing and the opportunities that they have. And there's one who I watch called Mythzan, Mithzan. And I feel like he genuinely cares about Minecraft, and he does this randomizer series, which is ridiculous to watch because you break a dirt block and you get diamonds or something. You know, it's ridiculous. So I just really enjoy his content because I feel like he cares and he puts a lot of thought and time into it.
I used to be a huge Jacksepticeye fan, and I stopped watching him recently, but for the while that I was kind of rewatching him just for a little bit, I feel like his content has gone way down. Because I feel like he is putting way less effort into his videos because, he talked about, like, his mental state and how he didn't want to, overwork himself. And that's totally cool. And for a while, even after all of that happened, he was doing great. But very, very recently, where he's gone into his Minecraft videos and Kindergarten 2, when he started getting into that, I just stopped enjoying his content because it started feeling like he was creating it just for the money. He usually wrote out, like, well thought out descriptions, and when he did write the descriptions, it was one sentence with no punctuation. The titles, he would capitalize one word to get you to click on it, very clickbaity, like, so that just annoyed me, and that's why I kind of stopped watching him, because I feel like if you really care about something, if you're doing it for a full-time job, you should be trying harder. So.
You shouldn't just be trying,
Yeah.
like, clickbaiting.
Mm-hmm.
Really, like...
And I understand the mental state thing, but I don't think this relates to it. I think he could be trying harder. He just either doesn't want to, or he has editors working for him, or he's starting to believe, like, oh, I can just get the money from it and I can post anything.
The problem with working, it's not really working, technically, because you don't get, like, a full salary. But making a living off of YouTube is that usually you carve out a specific niche for yourself based on what your videos are and what your audience tends to respond to. So even if you used to like it, you can find yourself, like, doing the same thing over and over and over again because it's what your audience wants, but it might not be what you're really passionate about anymore. And you might want to change and do something different, but you can't because this is how you make a living. And there's no retirement plan for working at YouTube. There's no pension. Like, it's if that's what you really started doing and if that's all you know how to do, like some of these people have dropped out of college to do this, then you're kind of stuck. And it's really sad when that ends up happening.
And I really enjoy people who advocate for not dropping out of college or getting another job while working at YouTube because especially with how YouTube is right now and how demonetization is an all-time high and copyright claims are left and right and they're very hard to go against. It's not a reliable job right now because especially with how just different copyright laws can change at any time, and so you could be out of a job, which is kind of scary. So I respect YouTubers who have a job outside or have a plan set up or went to college or didn't drop out of school to do this. So
and not to say that like it's horrible that these people did drop out of school to pursue YouTube. Like I say, you pursue your passion no matter what, but you really should have a backup plan. And that's one thing I really enjoyed about Cody Ko, is that his origin story is that he has a degree in technical engineering, and he made an app that was like right out of college. He made this app, and it was like so good that it had like 4 million users in 4 months. So directly out of college, like 21, makes an app blowing up. He's working in engineering and whatever, and then all of a sudden, like, he realized that YouTube was kind of his passion, so he stopped doing that job, but he has that fallback if he needs it, and that's what I appreciate, is that these people don't think, oh, I can just be on YouTube forever and my life will be fine, So, yeah, really, I really appreciate that. So speaking of YouTube, this brings us into our Hot Topic segment, everybody. Yay! So, today's Hot Topic. This is something I've been discussing for a few days here. Melanie Martinez's new album. So, this requires a little bit of backstory. Hi, Delia.
That's not the backstory.
That's not the backstory. I just want to say, I want to take a picture of my face.
Okay. Well,
Melanie Martinez is a very kind of
interesting.
Yeah, she's in that same like genre of like
Billie Eilish.
Yeah, kind of like she was like an old Billie Eilish, kind of like Lana Del Rey, Fall Out Boy, 21 Pilots,
Panic at the Disco,
Emo, Troy Sivan,
Troy Sivan,
Marina and the Diamonds, like those whole things, like the artists that people make night credits of. That was where I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I listened to them. They're actually pretty good.
They are.
And like for a lot of people, including myself, that was like a middle school artist that you would listen to.
Yeah, me too. And I found her from The Voice season 3, I believe.
Me too.
And she got 4th, I believe, overall. But I really enjoyed, at that point in time, she was much more just like...
Innocent.
Yes, much
Yeah.
more innocent and much more just like... I don't know, it was much more whimsical or more fantasy. It was less like everybody's giant get over it kind of thing. And that's why, like, there's a song, I don't know if she ever published it or not. It was like Teacup or something. It was like...
Mad Hatter?
Maybe. But it was about bullies, but it was like not her normal style of music now. And so I really enjoyed that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But then once she started getting into Dollhouse and stuff, I started to
Not like her.
fall off.
Yeah.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Dollhouse. I just, once I found out what it meant, because I was at an age in my life where I didn't know what half of the words meant. Once I found out what it meant, I kind of lost interest. Because I was... Yeah.
So here's the big backstory of this new album. So the new album, I listened to it for the first time a few days ago. Very bad, in my opinion. The album by itself is very bad. I think that the songs are not well written. I think that they were not. I felt listening to it that it couldn't have been made simply to listen to, and I was right. Because, you guys, there is a movie.
Oh, it was trending on YouTube
Yeah.
for a while.
A movie based on a song?
A movie based on the songs, but I don't know if it's going to actually load, so hang on.
Well, can you tell us a little bit
Okay,
about
it's
it? while
not. Will you
loading?
bring it? Can I borrow somebody's YouTube?
Someone's YouTube device.
Will someone lend me their YouTube?
So, yeah, how did this happen?
So, this film is, I'm not sure if she was trying to go into filmography. You guys can start watching it for a little bit if you want. But when I was listening to the album, I was like, this is very bad. I don't understand how she could make such bad music, because although her music was dark before on the previous album, I thought it was really well done. I thought she had taken a long time to think about the lyrics. The songs were catchy. They were well put together. I just had a lot of respect for them. They had good messages. And then when this new album came out, I was so disappointed, and I was so confused about how she could delay so much from her other album. And when I found this, I was just super surprised, because this film is way more of an art form than a music form. And I think that's what gave me a little bit more respect for it. So you can watch a little bit of it if you want to. It's very
Sound
abstract. I would turn it off, but you can borrow my headphones if you want to. One thing that I really love about, or just respect generally about this, is that it really was made to be abstract. It was not made to be her best album yet. It was not made to be good music. It's made to just, make you think, which is a lot of projects now, art forms now. So I don't think it's the best thing ever. I honestly don't love all the songs. One song I kind of like is Strawberry Shortcake. I thought that one had a good message, but the rest I feel like she was just a kid who learned what the F word was and then started saying it 5 times in a row, and so obviously could have been better, but I appreciate the fact that it was an art form and not made simply to be an album, because I was so surprised to see that she had made something so terrible.
It's her second album.
So yes, it is her second album, and that's why I was so confused, is because how could she have turned so bad in such a small amount of time? One thing I really wanted to talk about, though, was the rape allegations. against
Wait,
her.
what?
So
I didn't know that was the thing.
I'm not sure if it was 2016 or 17, but some year a bunch of rape allegations came out against her. Not a bunch. This one girl talked about on Tumblr, I believe, or Twitter, about one like encounter that she'd had with Melanie Martinez, maybe in college or something. I don't want to get too much into it because I'm afraid I'll be spreading misinformation. But she.
Sorry, I just don't like spiders. And I just got to the spider.
yeah, sorry. Spider
watching
warning.
the movie.
Yeah. So, obviously it's a little weird, but I appreciate the fact that it's like abstract art. So I think that after that happened, it kind of ruined her career. Her album was postponed, and then I heard that she rewrote it to be this film, or rewrote some of it to turn it into the film. I think that might be not true, but I wish she would have addressed it more, because I feel like she addressed it once. Didn't she address
Did
it in an
she?
apology? I believe so.
I'll look up.
Okay.
So was she guilty?
I think so. I think that claim was true. So it's just so... I think that might be part of the reason why I cannot enjoy this album. Is because it's so much of a flex on everybody else, this album. It's made very much to be like, I don't care about you and whatever. Because she wants to express, like, you know, self-love. But it's very poorly written for the self-love genre, generally. And I wish that she had just addressed it more, maybe in a song, maybe talked about it some, because I feel like she just forgot about it and moved on, and that is not what I think makes a good person. If you're accused of something like that, and even if it's true, I can't believe she wasn't even, like, put in prison. It's pretty violent, the whole story.
Yeah. I don't see. So
Her reply.
Yeah.
Okay.
The person was Timothy Heller.
Okay.
Yeah, she accused Melanie of it, and I haven't seen any real like apology. Oh, other than her apparently saying it was just false. Okay, well. Maybe she just denied it, and then maybe she just took so long on this album and used this like film, this giant spectacle, to kind of maybe distract everybody.
What is happening?
Let it become old news and then come back.
Are you on the bus right now?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
on the bus.
so confused.
It's confusing. It's like crazy.
Uh-huh.
It's high budget. And the songs are very
Poor.
yeah
Poorly written.
They're very poorly written. They're meant to kind of elicit that response of like, whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
I should look further.
Right.
And to really, I think really to serve as kind of like a new, almost like a rebirth of her, like trying to push away what happened.
Yeah.
With this
A rebirth.
new,
I like that.
yeah, with this new album and film.
Yeah.
So
I think she wanted to become more of an artist than a musical
Yeah.
musician.
An artiste.
Yeah. An artiste than a musician.
Poetic cinema.
But I don't think it's a good direction for her.
No.
I think she was doing great with her music, and I get that it's kind of an experiment, but man, I don't like it. And that's just my opinion. Come at me with, like, reasons why I should actually enjoy it. I would love that.
Yeah. Melanie Martinez stands.
Yeah.
Come at us.
And, you know, there's some pretty great messages in it, like, if you really, really think about the lyrics and go to her part, like, she talks about eating disorders and feeling uncomfortable. Like, that's why I love Strawberry Shortcake. I actually really do enjoy that song, is because, first of all, I think it's the only well-written song on the album. And secondly, I just thought that the message was pretty good and more easily understood than the other messages. So, us simple-minded folk.
We can't understand
Yeah.
her genius.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Okay, so that's our hot topic segment. You guys don't have to keep watching that if you don't want to.
6
Obviously.
minutes and 40 seconds in, and I think I'm set.
Yeah, and that's
We don't have
pretty
time
much
to unpack all
how
that.
it happened for me. Like, I started watching, I got 5 minutes in and was just like, nope, I can't watch any more of this. Just not for me. Open to your interpretation. If you like it, no hard feelings. I just personally am not also a fan. But I used to be, which is why it's disappointing.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we talk about politics
No.
or sports?
Oh,
I don't know either of
the
those.
two most boring topics ever.
We better
I don't know
stop.
anything about sports.
Me neither. Like, I know a little because of Nick.
No, it's not
And
big.
I don't know politics.
It's not big stuff about sports, nor is it big stuff about politics.
What were you thinking about politics?
Amazon rainforest and Brexit.
Okay, well, we could probably talk about those.
And then for sports, I had the soccerlypse, or the soccer apocalypse, and what should be considered a sport. Because I have a personal grudge against golf.
Yeah, shoes.
And then we'll have one more
I don't wanna do
topic and then
either
we'll be
of
done.
those.
Well, we'll have to do them at some point, because...
Next episode with Dealing
Really?
with Magic
Alright.
Colors.
Alright, we can save those. We can save those.
Yeah.
Except we should probably talk about the Amazon rainforest and or Brexit now, because it won't be relative the next time we hang out, I bet.
So, brief thing about the Amazon rainforest. It's on fire. Yes, it has been on fire for a while now. And
So
it's not the fact that it's on fire that's scary, it's the fact of how much of it is on fire and what's the
a third,
purpose of
right?
it being on fire. No, it's not that much. Luckily.
Okay. That was
Luckily.
fake news, sorry.
But, yeah, that was an Instagram thing. And can't trust Instagram. But it is on fire because they're...
Sorry.
Sorry, we're talking
cute
about,
picture of
we're
cat.
looking at Spencer
Spencer
Felix
Felix
the
the
13th. Yeah.
You just can't get over him.
Can't.
But because the Amazon rainforest is on fire for commercial reasons, they're burning down the forest so that there's a large
For
carbon
personal
deposit.
reasons.
So that it's like, so then there's a lot of grass, so it can become a cow thing,
Ranch.
a cow
thing.
grazing area.
Yeah.
And then they'll
Pasture.
destroy it
Cow
in 2
thing.
years, and then it'll be a wasteland. And that is what is happening, and it has been happening. And the current Brazilian president is allowing that to happen.
Oh
and is
my
refusing-
God.
He ran
Money.
on
Makes me mad.
the thing of like economic growth,
Yes.
and that would bring growth to like that definitely would make that country richer. But
Sounds like a Donald Trump type. Someone who cares strictly about economics and not the environment, you know?
Mhm.
Capitalism.
So,
Is Brazil a capitalist society?
I don't know. So maybe
They have a
the
president.
whole world's really capitalist, honestly.
yeah.
Anyway, I just can't believe he refused that money.
He
Really,
refused
really
money
makes me
because he was
upset.
insulted, but in reality, he doesn't want to put it out because
Yeah.
it's making him money.
And it wasn't even that much money.
It was 20 million, and that was not
Yeah.
a lot of money for G7 summit. So
No, it's
Yes.
less than the budget of the Emoji Movie.
yeah.
Wow, that
So-
movie. Let's
Yeah,
not talk about
That's a
that.
different. That's a
I will
different
talk
subject.
for an hour about how much I hate that movie.
I've already talked for an hour.
We have talked for an hour, so let's just get into one or two more things, and then we'll be done.
Okay.
And then I want to talk about Brexit. What are some general solutions, do you think?
Don't do it.
Don't know. No,
No
don't
Brexit.
do it.
That's the solution.
That's the issue, is they're going against, like, the will of the British people if they don't do it. Also, Boris Johnson, tell me he doesn't look like Donald Trump.
Clown man.
Clown man.
I don't. He's probably. Yeah. I don't even know. His whole thing's like. His whole like image is that he's the goofy British man who like rides his bicycle to work and like makes tea for journalists and stuff like that. I watched the whole thing about it. But the reality is that's really like that's just part of his allure. And what he's really trying to do, he is really like Donald Trump type. He's like trying to do something. He made the bus for Brexit, which had blatant misinformation on it. He's really trying to do this. I'm not even sure why. It would really, like, there's no
Yeah.
good side of Brexit. It was sold on the idea of controlling immigration, I think, which has pretty, honestly, like, racist undertones, if you really think about it. So, he just kind of,
I mean, you're not wrong.
I don't know.
You're not wrong, and as an American person, I feel like I don't know as much about this as I probably should. Jen and I were just talking about feeling kind of uncultured yesterday, but he makes me mad because if you want, I feel like people in power just have the tendency to abuse so much power. Somehow this blanket is warm, even though it has a bunch of holes in it.
Sorry.
Yeah,
We're
You
very
can totally,
cold.
no, it's totally cool.
We always do.
I think it's just so upsetting to me when a person in power just abuses that power to look, I don't know, cool, or just to like
get, like,
assert dominance. I don't know.
assert dominance over the British Parliament.
I have the right of way.
Inside jokes.
Past inside joke.
Yeah.
Long time ago. Anyway,
Oh, it's only been like a week or 2 weeks.
Homecoming
2
dress
weeks is a long
shopping.
time ago. Oh, we'll talk about that too.
Speaking of Brexit.
Speaking of Brexit, let's
Homecoming.
talk about homecoming.
Yeah.
Um,
Which is next week.
That is next week, and anyway, just to wrap up Brexit, bad, stupid, the end.
Yeah.
Maybe United Kingdom not happen anymore.
Yeah.
It's just not a good option.
might be
at this point in
cancelled.
time.
Yes.
Welsh
Yeah.
independence, like there was like a movement for Welsh independence now.
Yeah.
Or is it Scotland?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I should research more before these.
Right. I feel like I'm not qualified to talk about
Yeah.
this.
I'm sorry if any of the information in this is false. We are
Information?
sorry.
We're sorry.
Sorry.
We
if
are
any
not
of
trying
the
to
information.
misinform you. We
Don't
thought it
know.
was true.
We don't work
Yeah.
for the
We
Russian
probably should have.
We don't
done
work
some
for the
more
Russians, guys.
government.
Full disclaimer. I'm gonna steal your blanket also.
Lydia, would you like to get
Would
on
you
the
like to
blanket?
get into
I
this
actually
blanket?
have pants on.
I
Okay.
have pants.
Oh,
I'm
well,
cold.
okay, never mind. I'm just a bullet.
Okay. Do we want to talk about homecoming or talk about eggs?
X.
I was gonna say homecoming.
Eggs
I'm
might get a
also
little
gonna say
bit
homecoming.
political. Let's talk about
Eggs?
homecoming.
But I'm an egg. Does that mean I'm gonna get
The
political?
reason
No.
eggs was gonna get political is I was gonna start talking about abortion. So,
Oh.
Homecoming it is.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's talk about homecoming instead of abortion. because
Yeah.
I don't want to get
The
into
theme
that.
is Wild West.
Wild Wild West.
Ugh.
So, it'll be interesting. We've got
don't
the
know what is that.
bonfire to Monday. And
To
then-
Monday.
To Monday. And then
Monday.
there's Girls Powder Puff Tuesday, Dodgeball Wednesday, Thursday is Boys Volleyball, Friday is the carnival,
Woo!
and then the homecoming game.
go Lions.
Woot woot.
Mhm.
We're gonna
Hopefully
lose.
we win. But we'll lose.
Against. Who's it against?
I don't know.
We'll
We'll
never
lose.
Somebody.
Someone.
We're
The
kind
last
of
time
not
we won the
best.
homecoming game was our 8th grade year.
Yeah, and that was a great year.
Well, my freshman year, but
Yeah,
I'm
your
old.
freshman.
Yeah.
So.
Old.
Abby's too old for this
I
one.
wasn't that little time.
Did you try out for 8th grade?
No, I never wanted to do it.
Wow.
Maybe I should have. I don't know.
It was so fun.
My 8th grade year was like good at the beginning, and then like during like the last 2 months, I just got really like angsty and edgy, and like really I don't know what was happening. I have a diary from that. I still have
we
no
would love
idea.
if you could bring that next time.
Oh gosh, it's so angsty. It's like no one loves me. Like love's fake. Like there's no. It's yeah. Anyway, this ain't about me. This is about homecoming.
Well, homecoming. So we got our dresses, so that's pretty exciting. We will probably talk about how the dance went next time we do this. I do not like the Wild West theme, just a personal, unpopular opinion. I think it's kind of dumb. I don't own anything Wild West-y. I will see if I can find something, but
There's
I just...
plenty of cowboy hats at ARC currently.
Okay.
I know that for a fact. That just probably
Yeah,
won't
It's
fit
like
your
okay.
head.
it's Cowboy
Just-
Day,
yeah.
Diamonds and Denim Day,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cowboy Coachella Day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which
So
is gonna be-
fancy cowboy?
No,
Yeah,
slutty
pretty
cowboy.
much. Yeah.
Second day is fancy cowboy. Third day is a slutty cowboy.
Yeah. And then fourth day is
Space cowboy. I'm excited for that.
And then class t-shirt day.
Yeah, I don't have.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Class
the
T-shirt day.
carnival will actually probably be interesting.
Oh, you
because
didn't?
Thespians
No, I didn't know.
has they have a root beer saloon booth.
Yeah, go Thespians.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
Thespians.
I gotta put it in my calendar to donate.
And then sophomore class has a cornhole booth.
Hmm.
And then band has a square dancing booth, which is actually cool because Beth and Holly and I all know the square dance, which is interesting, or at least I hope they still remember it. But
They
I
probably
can teach
do.
You're
them
gonna
because
do a
I
little
remember it.
performance.
I don't know. I
That'd be
mean,
cool.
we're bringing down the stage and we're cowboy dancing on it, so
Very
that'll
exciting.
be interesting. So
Very
come.
exciting.
Um,
Yes, please do.
I mean, none of you are gonna hear this. 'cause I
Probably
doubt
not.
anybody
Maybe
from
some
Lincoln
people from
will
our
watch
school will listen.
Oh, you guys, I totally forgot.
What?
Dance mat typing.
What?
Oh, I don't. Oh. Can I just hide?
Did you guys learn how to type with dance mat?
Nope.
Yep.
Typing? Sorry. Big sneeze.
I
I'm sorry.
To, like, scream it out.
Huge.
Thank you.
Dance mat typing. What is that?
It was a very violent sneeze too. I'm sorry.
It was
Was that like?
rooster and the hippo?
Oh, wait.
Here, I'll play you guys some songs.
Oh no.
Unless
Wait.
anybody can. Does anybody have a YouTube I can borrow?
That sounds
I'm gonna borrow Abby's YouTube.
Go for it. Wait, I have secret stuff that you can't look at.
Oh, we were gonna talk about Abby's YouTube channel.
Fine. I will. You have your phones. Your phones.
I was gonna talk about Abby's YouTube channel. So Abby, what's the deal with that?
Here's the thing, you missed your window to talk about my YouTube channel because we already had the YouTube discussion like
Oh,
half an
come
hour
on.
ago.
Oh, ow.
You lose.
Yeah,
You're
out.
lose. Wait, Jen, what's your password? Oh wait,
You
I
have
have
your
I have
phone
my
there.
thumb.
You lose.
You have a thumb?
I have a thumb.
Wow.
I know, it's
Lucky.
super exciting.
I know,
I
I wish
mean-
I had a thumb.
We have a toe.
You don't want to know.
We don't want
really
to.
don't. We don't want to talk about the toe. Yeah. Yeah. So I did grow up with dance mat typing. It was
I grew up
interesting.
with dance mat typing. It was pretty fantastic, I think.
Yeah.
Hang on, I can't find YouTube. I found a YouTube. Guys, I'm so smart. Get out of here. Go away, Melanie Martinez. We're not talking about you anymore. Okay.
POLLH.
Monster High has a Melanie Martinez doll.
That's not surprising.
That's not good.
That's not good, yes.
Don't do that. Don't do
Dance
do
mat
that.
typing turtle.
We all had to like learn typing instead of cursive. I'm pretty sure. Like at least my elementary school experience, we were like learning cursive, and then halfway through they're like, no one learns cursive. You guys gotta learn typing.
We learned both.
Same.
Back up. Press down. Back up. Press down. Home boys and home girls who got typing hands. Kids who can type,
Oh,
but kids
wow.
with plans. Spin back, backspin. See where it lands. Nail biting, knuckle wiping, type in hand. Back up. Press down. Back up. Press down. Put your fingers on the keys and feel the hype. Keep your back up straight. Do the type. Put your fingers on the keys.
the
Do what you
fingers.
like. What you
The
mean.
chicken fingers.
Yeah.
I used
Chickens
type
don't
to
have
learn.
5 fingers.
Type to learn.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was
I never
like
used that word.
space themed. It was great.
That sounds much better than what we went through.
It was actually pretty fun, except for the fact that I didn't know how to type. But that's not the point.
Here's another song.
Hello, chicken. I'm your next type partner. Look, you ain't. Come on in and meet
There's
the
the
family.
song.
Well, ruffle my feathers. Are you one clever chicken? You cracked, aren't you? So now we'll do a routine just for you. Ready, ladies?
It's perfect for a Wild West theme.
This ain't time for chicks to fidget. Back at an E, hit 2 G's, scratch at an S and lift them knees. No nose picking, no lip licking. Now we're kicking out words all day. Yee-haw! Start thinking.
I Anyway, that's enough of that.
Okay, so the question is, did dance mat typing help anybody here to type?
Yeah.
faster?
Does anybody use touch typing? Like have your hands on the F and the J?
Yeah.
No.
You do?
Well, that's where I rest them, and then I use them most of the time. The right thing.
Yeah, I do not do that.
No.
Do you?
I kind of do what Jen does. So yeah.
I rest my hands there, and then when I'm not doing it, I kind of like curve them for some reason, and then do this. So I do not think it helped me type, except for I have like a 78 typing speed, 78
Is that
words
good?
per minute. Yeah, it's fast. So I don't know if that like did help inadvertently. I don't know. So my sister has a typing speed of 4 words per minute. So
How old is she?
8.
Oh,
And
okay.
she's just learning how to type.
Okay.
But like I think it helped because I can type pretty quickly, but I don't know. I think we are all getting tired. Jen is sleeping.
Yeah.
We are gonna wrap it up here. Anything else that we wanted to talk about?
Nope.
Nope.
No? Okay.
I think we're good.
Well, thank you for coming, everyone, on this magic journey through whatever this was. Do we have a name for this? We should probably
We
have a
have
name
a
if we're
name
gonna
for this.
Episode 1. Cheesy.
We don't have a name for the
sandwich
series.
crackers.
cheese mini cheese crackers.
Mini cheese sandwich.
It's
Oh.
your
Mini-
job.
mini
to come up with a
cheese
name.
sandwich
Not
crackers.
sponsored.
Well, I don't know of a name that we could use. So what would we like to call this if it's gonna be a
Peachy.
recurring thing? I know. I was thinking Peachy because I like her shirt.
I'm wearing a shirt that says peachy.
I'm wearing a shirt.
That's
Newsflash.
True. That's weird.
Peachy.
Peachy people.
Peach people.
Peach people.
I don't know.
People who are literally made of peaches.
Son of
Well,
a peach.
Darn it! I had
Oh, I
such
like
a good idea, but it doesn't work because I was thinking we could do the first letter of all of our names, and at first I thought lead works because Lydia, Ella, Abby, Delia, but then Jen doesn't fit in there.
J-Lead. Lead.
Lead J.
Lead.
I don't know.
Also, we could be led.
Deal J.
Lead?
J Deal.
Deal J.
Deal.
J Deal.
Jield.
Jield.
G. Jesus.
Jesus.
Jailed.
Jail.
Without night.
No,
Jailed
now
without
we're down.
night.
I don't know.
Jaled.
Jal.
Jalad.
Jaled.
Jaddle.
Well, anyway.
Jaddle.
It's a work in progress. It's a work in
Determined.
progress.
Jaddle.
You know, we could call ourselves to be determined.
To be determined.
Actually, I'm not really sure yet. Like Dork Diaries.
Oh my god! I read those all the time. Those were so good. I know that was from something, but she accidentally filled out the form. And then they were like, "Welcome on the stage." Actually, I'm not really sure yet because Mackenzie Hollister.
Ah.
Okay, sorry.
I don't know what that is.
Okay. All right. So thank you for watching,
Until
listening.
next time.
Until next. Yep. Listening, and we will see you in another day with our good friend Delia with magic powers. And that's the end of it. So
Bye-bye.
bye bye.
We need an outro type of thing.
Okay, what's our outro?
Piano.